Most High Yah, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the king of the universe, the God of our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We come to you today on Yom Shabbat Yawam to give you thanks and to give you praise for all that you have done for us during the last 6 days of our work and our efforts. We thank you, Yahweh, that you've been with us and that you have protected us. You have fed us. You have clothed us. You have housed us. You have made sure that we've been able to do the things that we need to do. And we want to thank you for that. Yahweh, we ask today that you would cleanse us from our transgressions that we have done inadvertently, those things that we have made mistakes, Yahweh. Yahweh, we are in our exile and we're looking to learn from you and to change the way that we live our lives. Yahweh, we thank you today for all that you have done. We thank you for your Torah. We thank you for your judgments. We thank you for your kukim. We thank you for your mitzvot, Yahweh. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah. Welcome back, everybody. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, but we're back. We're back in action again. Praise the mighty Yah. So let's go ahead and get started in our, let's see here. For there, get rid of that. Let's see. All right. Here we are. Can you see my screen?
Can.
All right,
Yes.
cool. Kane. All right, so listen, I want us to have a conversation. I want us to talk today. I want us to discuss some of the things that we understand about the Torah this week. I want us to have, a dialogue, more of a conversation, so we can explore some different ideas. I do have slides and I do have things that I want to point out, but I also want for us to bring out what we learned, as an individual that you could bring collectively to the group. So this in particular Torah portion this week is called Lech Lecha. Lech Lecha. And Lech Lecha has this idea of walking. Okay. And in our Torah, in the Hebrew language, it is listed, the letters are exactly the same. They're exactly the same letters, but they mean something different. Okay. So you see them right here. Okay. But one may have a different pronunciation than the other one. Okay. The first one that's mentioned, which is this one right here, that corresponds to this right here, is a command. Okay. That's a command. Okay. And then he sends that command to this lecha. Okay. To lecha. That lecha right there is broken up grammatically, meaning two or four. That's what this letter right here is, a lamed. And then this part right here is you. Okay. So the command is for you to do something. Okay. And this is what the Most High is speaking to our father Avram about before his name was changed to Abraham. Now Yahweh said to Avram, get yourself out of your country, away from your kinsmen and away from your father's house, and go to the land I will show you. That is the opening verse of our Torah portion. Okay. And basically what the Most High was saying is this: go for yourself. Go your own way and isolate yourself. Okay. One of the things that we're going to have a lot of difficulty in and really understanding about this walk with the Most High, it's only going to be about you. Yes, he loves Israel as a nation. Yes, he loves the descendants of Abraham. Yes, he speaks to us about his laws, his statutes, and commandments as a congregation. Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. Then he begins to talk to the individual. He addresses the nation, but within the nation, there's individuals. And those individuals are the ones that the Most High is dealing with. He's dealing with you. He wants you to do something. Okay? And as a result of you doing this, right, things are going to get better for you. Okay? So go for yourself. You need to go your own way, and you need to isolate yourself. That is a great call and a great command for someone to have to respond to such an order by the creator of the heavens and the earth. And of course, all this was based on what you would say free will. This was not forced. This right here is not forced. It's not. It's free will. This is something that he asked him to do. He didn't lead him there. He didn't lead him. He didn't. He wanted him to do it out of his own will. That will right there has to do with one's desire. And that's what we're talking about. You have to have a desire to want to go your own way. You can't follow the crowd, and you can't, you could bring people with you if they want to come, but of course that has to be of their own free will. You can't force this walk on nobody else. You're going to learn today that this lecha, or this lech lecha, has to do with you walking and taking a journey. And within that journey, you're going to be isolated. In order for us to obtain a better relationship or a meaningful relationship with the Most High, isolation is going to be part of the program. Now you may wonder to yourself, well, why, I can't get anybody to be interested in what I'm interested in. Why is it that they don't see things the way that I see it? Why is it that they have no interest in learning about a culture? Why aren't they interested in learning about a language? Why aren't they interested in learning about these ways of the Most High? Why can't I get my children to want to do this? Why can I convince my best friend, or even in some cases are significant others? If you have a significant other that's interested, they're on that same path with you. Yes, a blessing. Oh, I'm so thankful today for my wife. I truly am, because this journey is already lonely. Okay, it's a lonely journey, but if you can find somebody to walk with, you'll be fine. If you don't have a spouse, that's okay. You might be in the pursuit of looking for one, but you want to make sure you pick one who's willing to walk with you, and they're got to be on that walk for themselves. But you have us. What I want you to know today is that this life that you and I are living is very overwhelming. In order to be in a relationship with the Most High, it is overwhelming. It just takes over you. It takes literally almost all of your time. I'm going to try not to get emotional today. I really am. It takes so much of your time. It takes your resource. When the greatest resource that you and I have is time. You're going to find yourself on this journey of walking with the Most High and taking this path of righteousness, that it becomes overwhelming. You'll be overwhelmed with all type of emotions. You're going to be overwhelmed with, sometimes a lack of resources or a lack of understanding. You're not going to have all the answers. This is a big deal. You finding out that you're Israel is not as much of a big deal as it is to find out what the responsibilities of being Israel is. See, Some you get excited and happy about finding out you have a relationship with the Most High. But overall, everything that you're going to experience is going to be overwhelming. And you need to understand that. And only you can understand this for yourself. Okay. The goal is no matter how much you're being overwhelmed, Yah wants you to become an overcomer. Yah wants us to be overcomers. He literally wants you to prevail. I want you to get the victory over everything. I want you to have victory over what? I want you to have victory over your enemies. Okay? I'm going to give that to you. I'm going to give you victory over your circumstances. I'm going to give you victory over, those things that are trying to oppress you. Okay. I'm going to give you victory over your mind. I'm going to change things for you. I want you to be an overcomer. And then you know that this word to prevail and victory is found in the very name of the one the Most High has chosen, of Yisrael. He turns El. El turns his head. He prevails like he wrestled. Jacob wrestled, and he became an overcomer. He became one who prevailed. And that did not come. This victory, this prevailing and this overcoming does not come like instant oatmeal. You can't throw it in a bowl and put some water and throw it into the microwave and all of a sudden you got a meal. It doesn't work like that. There's always going to be what we would call challenges. And at the end of your battle, Yah wants you to know that I want you to understand that I'm going to be your protector. And I am going to be your very great reward, like he told our father Abraham. See, we think that this life right here about us as individuals, this is the trip. Yes, Lucas. This life right here for us is one that we don't really see ourselves in our ancestor. The goal is for Yah to make Abraham into a great nation. And that nation is supposed to be like Avram. They suppose you and I are living our lives out like our father did. He's asking us literally to do the same identical thing he asked our father Avram to do. We see here the Most High went and he saw, he appeared to Avram in a vision and he told him, don't be afraid. I'm going to be your protector. I'm going to be your great reward, your very great reward. That word protector right there goes to the idea of telling him that I'm not just going to protect you, right? I'm literally going to be your shield. I'm going to shield you while you're on this journey with me. I'm going to make sure that I cover you from all the things that you're going to be faced with and all that opposition and the adversaries that are around you. You're a stranger in the land that you have no connection to. I've actually uprooted you from your heritage. I took you out of your country and your land and your family, and you're afraid. You don't have the answers.
Got it on the phone. Whoops.
Put your device on mute. Thank you. You are going to have challenges. I saw within this Torah portion the challenges that Abraham faced and Sarah and Lot and Hagar. I was like, why are these people named here? What is it? What is Yah trying to tell us about Lech Lecha? What is he saying about go for yourself? Go on your own way. Learn it for yourself, because at the end of the day, these challenges are going to be yours. Every last one of these people right here has some challenges. No matter how much wealth Abraham obtained, how many servants he had, no matter how many souls were gathered around him, no matter how many tents and how many cattle and how much silver and gold, he always had challenges. When you have a lot of different things going on in your life, it can be overwhelming. What are some of the challenges that you can recall that Abraham had? Let's discuss that right quick. Take a few moments to do this. What are some of the, what's that?
Lack of a seed.
He had a lack of seed. He didn't have a son. That was one of his biggest concerns. Give me something else, somebody.
There was some doubt because when Yahweh told him he was going to make him a father of nation and he had no children, so he couldn't help but doubt.
He had doubt. What else? What are some of the other challenges that he faced that you can remember? I know I got you thinking. Go ahead.
Yeah, he had to separate his sons. That's Ishmael was it Ishmael?
Yes.
Right, his 2 sons.
He had to separate
And
his
Isaac.
family. Yeah, and that's coming later. What else did he have? Chapter number 13. What about when he went to Mitzrayim? What was the challenge there?
Oh, are you referring to his wife when he had a challenge? Right.
Yes, his wife, because they took his wife.
Right, that's right.
His wife she became a captive. And she was going to be the wife of Pharaoh. What else?
Didn't he have challenges between his nephew? When he had to separate for the land?
He had challenges with his nephew and his herdsmen, right? And his herdsmen, right?
Yes.
What else? He had challenges with the wealth that he had. It was too much to bear. He was afraid of being killed by Pharaoh, by the Egyptians. What others did some of the other challenges? Was he not challenged when he went to a land? He's a stranger, so he had to make a covenant with the people that were there. You hear what I'm saying? What are some of the other challenges? Think, what are the challenges that our father had? Huh?
He had a challenge with the enemies because he had to fight to get Lot back.
He had a challenge with the enemies, and he had a war that he had to fight. He fought 4 kings. You see? Life is going to be full of challenges. Abraham was not a perfect man, but he was the man that the Most High chose. So it tells you that Yah's not looking for somebody that supposedly supposed to have no sin, no mistakes, no challenges. He's not looking for a deified man. He's looking for a regular man. Somebody that has adversity and opposition in their life so they can become an overcomer. What were the challenges for Sarai?
She was barren.
She was barren. That is something that she was being mocked for. They were laughing at her behind her back. What else was her challenge?
She had doubt too about having a baby.
She had doubt as well. What else was her challenge? Mitzrayim, what happened to her?
She was too beautiful.
Her beauty was a challenge for her. You can be drop dead gorgeous. And the king of the nation said, I want her. And he took her and he paid for her. She had, as a result of her beauty, she was facing challenges. Her husband could have been killed. She had to say that she was his sister. She had to deny her marriage vows in order to stay alive and keep him alive. See, you can be beautiful and still have challenges. What are some of the other challenges that she had? Who was a challenge to her? Who challenged her?
Hagar?
Hagar, her slave girl, was a challenge for her. Give me something else. Think about it. What did she have to leave? What was her challenge? She had to leave her family too. She had to. She had to leave her mother and her father and her cousins and her uncles and her aunts and her friends and her associates. She had to leave her culture. Not only was she barren, but she was older. You see, Abraham is 10 years older than her. So when he got there, when he was asked to leave, she was around 65 years old. Fine as a dime. Beautiful. But what's some of the other challenges? She's captive. She's beautiful. She got the slave girl. She got these issues. She actually had a challenge and something she had to overcome with her own husband. She had to give something to her husband because she wasn't able to fulfill what it was expected. She wanted him to receive the promise. She had to give her husband to another woman. That was a challenge.
David, do you think her very name is a challenge since it was changed?
Yeah, absolutely. Because when you're talking about that name change, what you're talking about is she got elevated to a higher position, which means that there's more expectations for a person that receives a higher calling. She had challenges. Are you following me? I'm not a preacher, everybody. I'm a teacher. I teach. I bring that shepherd staff out. I'm learning to love to lead. What about Lot? His name means wrapped closely or tightly, to hide or conceal something, which tells us a little bit about his personality. Okay. What was his challenges? Did he have any challenges?
His challenge was the same as his uncle regarding land.
He had a challenge with land. He had a challenge with his wealth. He had a challenge with his employees, which are his servants and his herdsmen. He had a challenge by going to Mitzrayim. They had a challenge with famine. Don't let me forget that. They had a challenge with agriculture. They had a challenge with finding food and supply for what they had. He had a challenge. He had a family too. Let's not forget the challenge of the environment. There's environmental challenges. They went from a whole nother land to another land. They don't know anybody. These people don't have friends. They got to start from scratch. That's a challenge. I think you're getting what I'm saying. I think you're picking up what I'm laying down. Hagar, her name means to flight. She had challenges too. Let's name them. What's her challenge?
After she had Ishmael, she had a challenge with Sarah.
So she had her mistress, which is her master. And okay, that's what a mistress is. It's a female master. Okay. She had a challenge there. Not only after she had birth, but even before then, when she first conceived, she had a problem. She was being treated harshly. Okay. She was being mistreated. The Malach of Yahweh even said, Yah has heard you. He saw that you're being mistreated. That's a challenge. She didn't want to marry Avram. She was told to do that. She was a servant, slave girl. She was in bondage. Her decisions was only made by her mistress, which was Sarai. Yeah, she might have been able to conceive real fast. There wasn't a problem there. But she still was under the mistress telling her what to do. She couldn't have her own decisions. She couldn't make her own decisions. She had challenges. You see? Akika, why are you talking about it? Because when there's challenges, you're going to have to make decisions. You can't not sit back and not do anything. When challenges hit us, you guys, we have to make a decision about what are we going to do in this situation. Out of all those challenges here, we see that Abraham, he made some decisions. When there was a famine, he made the decision to move on and go down to Mizraim. When he got to Mizraim, he had to make a decision to say, oh, well, hey, you know what? I want to live. They're going to kill me. So let me change you from being my wife to my sister. You know, he had to make a decision when he found out that his nephew was taken. He had to make a decision when he decided to make a covenant with somebody, with the people that were around him. He had to make a decision where he was going to live and establish his household. He had to make decisions when it came to things that were going on inside of his household, his family. He was overwhelmed. This wasn't just somebody going out there and saying, I'm walking and God is going to give me this land. This wasn't some religious service. Lot had to make a decision. Which way am I going to go? Am I going to go to the right or am I going to go to the left? What am I going to do? Am I going to appease my uncle, or what am I going to do when I go to Mizraim? What am I going to do? What am I going to do for my family and the people that belong to me? Sarai had to make a decision. I'm going to give my husband to my slave girl to my husband. I got to go along with this thing that he just asked me to do in order to save his life and mine. Abraham could have been killed and she still would have been alive, but she would have been mistreated because the culture would have been like, well, she had a husband, we killed him, she ain't nothing to us now. She's just another woman. But they esteemed her higher because they said, well, this is her brother. That's why he received all the wealth that he received. It's because that was different. You see, her husband wasn't killed. She was like innocent to them. Like, oh, okay, this is his sister. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, let's do an agreement. You see, there would have been no giving of gifts and all this type of stuff of servants and cattle and gold and silver if she was just a wife of a man that they just killed. She had to bend. You understand? Hagar had to bend. She had decisions to make. See? So with challenges and that people and all of us are facing, we're going to have to make decisions in those challenges, in those obstacles. But even after we make our decisions, there are and will be consequences. Every last one of these individuals here had consequences to the decisions that they made. You see, there's consequences. What are some of the consequences of his actions that Abraham did? That this decision he made, but there was a consequence that you know of. What is the decision that he made, but that he had to face a consequence of that decision? Go and think about the famine. When he left the land, he left because it was a famine in his land. He made a decision. I'm going to go down to Mitzrayim. When he got there, he made a decision to give his wife over. Do you know that she wasn't there for a couple of weeks? Did you know that? He had to live without his wife because of the decision to leave because of the famine. He could have easily stayed in that land and asked God to provide, but he didn't. He put himself in harm's way. You see? Some say, well, he got blessed because of it. Yes, but the bottom line is he didn't have to do what he did. It was another decision that he could have made. Okay? So he gave his wife up for some time and she was being held captive and he didn't know anything about what was going on with her. Okay? So there are some consequences. He faced the consequences after listening to his wife. We're going to find out he ended up getting blamed for Hagar. See? How about Sarai? She made some decisions. She gave her servant girl over, and as a result of that, she had this woman disrespecting her. You see? So there's consequences. Lot, he made a decision to go down to, down by the Jordan and over by Saddam. And he faced some consequences. So Yah's letting us know that you're going to face this. Hagar had consequences for her actions. She disrespected her mistress. She gets treated harshly. It didn't have to go that way, but based on the decisions, you're going to face consequences. So we see challenges, we see decisions, and we see consequences. That's what the Most High is trying to tell us. In all of those instances, we see that he built an altar, talking about Abraham, and he called on the name of Yahweh. That's not there on accident, folks. That's there for us to understand that every time he went to a location, even if after he came back after the decision he made and faced the consequences of what he dealt with, he built an altar to Yah, and he's always calling on the name of Yah. And that's exactly what we're supposed to be doing. When you talk about built, in order to build something in Hebrew is used this word called banah. Banah. You need understanding in order to build something. You need understanding in order to do that. Okay. What we're seeing here is that he's in a process of building a relationship with Yahweh. The more that you call on this name, the more you're building a relationship with the Most High. He's building that because he's looking to get more understanding. It wasn't because it was a religious thing. There is no religion. Why did he build an altar? He wanted a relationship. The altar is a place where you would draw near to Yah, like the Leviim, or like Noah, or like any of the kings. They would build these altars, and that's how you would get close to your God. You see? That's the way that Yah chose to draw near unto him. So an altar represents coming close to the Most High. An altar represents intimacy. And this is the reason why I can clearly tell you right now that building that altar was indicative of wanting to be intimate with Yah. He wanted to be intimate. The altar is just like a bed between a husband and a wife where they draw near to each other and they're building their relationship in that bed. Man has his connection to the Most High through an altar. This is the reason why he says when you come to the altar, you got to be clean. You got to be right. All aspects of your approach to me got to be right. You understand? So in that case, he's telling us this is the way I'm going to build with you. When you build with somebody and you're building in your altar, which is your bed, you better have the right intentions. You go to bed with the right intention, not only to sleep, but when you're getting intimate, you go with the right intention, understanding this is the reason why Yah has made a man and a woman to draw near to one another in order to achieve oneness and to be a Echad before the mighty Yah. Because that's when you become one. Do the math. You'll find out what I'm saying. So he drew near. So we see him drawing near in these challenges, decisions, and consequences. We see Sarai said to Avram, because of the result of her, this is a consequence. She says, this outrage being done to me is your fault. True, I gave my slave girl for you to sleep with, but when she saw that she was pregnant, she began holding me in contempt. May Yahweh decide who is right, I or you. Put a couple of notes in here to remind you that this is dealing with Hamas, meaning violence, like you have today over what they call the Middle East from a group called Hamas. The real name of Hamas is Hamas, which has to do with violence. She's saying, I'm experiencing Hamas. I'm experiencing violence by this slave girl. So it wasn't just her talking to her a certain way. The way she was moving was like violent towards Sarai. She's already been mocked. Now she's dealing with violence. And she's saying that it's your fault. Why? Not because you slept with the girl. That's a mistranslation. It's because what you did with her is you joined yourself to her and you cherished her. I put her into your bosom. Going back to the bed. What she's saying is, you took this to another level. You forgot the purpose of why I gave her to you. You lost sight of her being a slave girl. I'm not the slave, she is. But guess what she did? She gave her case and she said, may Yahweh make a decision to see who is right, I or you. So you see, after every time someone does something, regardless to what the consequences are, you and I have a responsibility to go to Yah and look for him to make the decision. You can state your case and your claim and your argument, but the only way you're going to get the results you need to get is by going to Yah. You see? Side note, Yah is saying here to us, don't lose sight of who the master is and who the slave is. Don't lose sight of who's supposed to be cherished. You see, we can see this relationship between Yah and Israel. Yah is saying you guys have gotten confused. You forgot who the master is. And you don't have anybody to call on right now to make your decision except for me. I'm the one that you have to deal with, that you found in your Haftarah this week. Jacob said, hey, he's not familiar with my ways. Yes, he is. He knows everything we're going to. You and I don't have nobody else to call on but Yah. Husband and wives, you guys have a situation, you go to Yah. And you ask Yah to make it clear and decide who's right and who's wrong. Because in our own mind, we might think we're right. And we may not be. The Malach of Yahweh found her talking about Hagar. by a spring in the desert, in the spring on the road to Shur, and said, Hagar, Sarai's slave girl, where have you come from and where are you going? That word going is lak, like lek laka. She answered, I'm running away from my mistress, Sarai. And the Malak said to her, go, imperative command, back to your master, back to your mistress, and submit yourself to her authority. And his Pael there is someone who has to cause themselves to do this action. The submission, it has to be done on oneself. You may give the command to go like Abraham was, but he had to cause himself to do something. Here you can see the same formula. Command, and then you have a responsibility to do it on your own. She had to do that, but guess who's involved? Yahweh's involved. Yahweh is involved in the lives of the people in whom he's building as a family. Yahweh is involved even after you made a bad decision. Yahweh is involved when you're faced with your challenges. Yahweh is involved. No matter what the decision was, he's still involved. Because you and I are a different type of people. He's involved in their lives to show us that I'm involved in your lives because you're the descendants of these people. Luck. Where are you going? I got a question. Is this a parent or child root?
Parent, because two.
Parent, because there's two. If there was a child root, how many letters would it be?
Three.
Three. Why would I bring this up? I bring this up because if you understand the language, you would understand family. The beginning of anything is going to be your parents. Just like these two letters. It is the foundation of the family. The parents are the foundation of the family. These two letters are telling you this is the foundation of what I'm talking about. When Yah says, Lech Lekah to Avram, that is the beginning. That is the foundation of the existence of the nation of Yisrael. This is where it starts. This is where it was built. This is the most important part of anything. Whether it's your family, whether it's your house, whether it's your business, whether it's a relationship, your foundation is the most important part of it. Yah tells us something through Yashayahu. He says, but you, Yisrael, my servant Yaakov, whom I have chosen, descendants of Abraham, whom I love. You know, you go look at any other scripture. You can look it up right now. Get your Bible out, look it up. They say that says that he says that I'm his friend. Yah has never said that Abraham is his friend. He says, Abraham, whom I love. Participle, I'm loving him. Not past tense. I'm loving Abraham right now. I'm loving him. He ain't a friend of me. He's not a friend of me. I'm loving him. I love him. And I love those who I chose. I love what came from Abraham. I love his sons and his daughters. I love them. I have taken you from the ends of the earth and summoned you from the most distant parts and said to you, you are my servant. I have chosen you. You understand me? Not rejected you.
singular. Not common, not plurality of you of a group of people. You, individual. You have to line up with your Father, whom I love and whom I'm loving. If you want to be loved by me, you have to be like your Father. I chose you, individual. I've not rejected you, individual. Don't be afraid from I'm with you, singular, you. Don't be distressed because I am your Elohim. I'm your Elohim. And it's based upon the love that I had for your father. When Yah says that he loves Abraham, I'm loving him, that word is called ahav, meaning a strong love. What makes it strong is that aleph that's put in front of it. Is strong. The root, the parent of the word ahav, because there it is, ahav, there's 3 letters, that's a child root. I'm not interested in finding out what the children do. Yeah, they'll tell me something about the parent. You know, they may have some qualities like the parent, but you want to know what is the foundation of love. Love is an abstract term. It can mean anything to anybody at any time. The Greeks got 4 definitions for it. Hebrew has 1, which is to give. That's the action. Love is about giving. So when Yah says, I'm loving Abraham, I'm giving Abraham something. Oh, praise be to the mighty Yah. I'm giving Abraham a gift. Oh, praise be to the mighty Yah. I'm giving him a gift. Oh, praise be to the mighty Yah. And as a result of me giving that to him, you can translate that into me loving him. This word, ahav or hav, the parent comes from the letter hey, which means to look and behold. So when a man with his hands raised up in the air, looking at a great sight, saying, wow, looking at something that he can't believe. Like we see in our Torah portion, he said, how would I know? How am I going to know that you're going to do this for me? God said, look up at the stars and see if you can count them. Look at this great sight, and that will be your descendants. Oh, praise be to the mighty Yah. When you see something so magnificent, you have to be able to lift your hands up and say, wow. This is what Yah wants us to do. I want you to lift your hands up when I tell you that you're going to be like the stars in the heavens. When you look outside tonight, I want you to lift your hands up and say, oh, praise to the mighty Yah. Oh, how great and merciful you are. How beautiful you are. The second letter of this foundation of this parent is the letter bet, meaning a house or a tent or a dwelling, representing a family. Oh, you better hear what I'm telling you today. Love is about family. Love is about your house. Love is about your dwelling. What's going on in your house? When somebody looks at your house, what do they see? Do they see love or do they see confusion and contention and argument and strife? What do they see when they look at you and your family? Do they see the power and the majesty of Yah? Oh, praise be to the mighty Yah. Hav, to give a gift means to look towards the house. When Yah said, I'm loving Abraham, I'm looking towards his house. I'm looking towards his family. I'm looking towards his descendants. I told you when I asked you to leave that, hey, this is the land I want to give to you and all of your descendants. I not only said they're going to be like the stars, they're going to be like the dirt on the planet that you won't be able to count. Oh, praise be to the mighty Yah. When he made the dirt, he was thinking about Israel. When he made the stars, he was thinking about the descendants of Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Lift your hands up and say, praise be to the mighty Yah, because he's loving us. He's looking towards the house of our Father. Oh, praise be to the mighty Yah. When you look towards the house of your family, you're going to provide for your family. Yah says, I'm going to give you this land because I want you to be able to eat. I want to fill your stomachs. I want to have you drink the water. I want you to have the best food and the best fruits and the vegetables. I want you to have the olive oil. Oh, praise be to the mighty Yah. I want your cattle to be able to eat and never go hungry. I want the birds to be able to provide for them. I want the widow and the stranger and the fatherless and the Levi be able to be satisfied. Praise be to the mighty Yah. I want to provide for the family that I love, which is you. Individual on Zoom right now watching live. You are the descendant of that family. I care about you. If I've given you the Torah, I've given it to you. It is yours because I want to give something to you. I want to give you a privilege and an honor. This word love also has to do with being privileged. You don't get to pick what family you're born in. You don't get to pick who your mother and your father is. You don't get to pick what tribe you come from. You don't get to pick, in the ancient times, the daughter did not get to pick her husband. He was selected and she had to pick through that. But the father is the one who chose. He chose out of these men right here or this man right here. I choose him. Which one do you want? Do you want him? No? Okay, I'm going to choose another one. It's the privilege that you and I have to be part of this family. Love is about privilege. It's the gift that Yah wanted to give you. Yah wanted to give you this gift. It's not just the land, people. It's who you're connected to. I want to give that gift to you. You thought it was about land. It's not. It's about who you're attached to. Because the one that I love, the one that I gave this privilege to, is the one that I'm going to protect. The one I'm going to be a shield to, the one I'm going to be a great reward to, is the one that I cherish. Yah cherishes Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov and their descendants. That's love. That's the love that Yah wants. That's the strong love. Here's a testimony for you, so you'll know that I'm telling you the truth. Because he loved your ancestors, chose their descendants after them, and brought you out of Egypt with the presence and great power in order to drive out ahead of you the nations greater and stronger than you, so that he could bring you in and give you their land as an inheritance. As it is the case today, know today and establish in your heart that it is Yahweh is Elohim in heaven above and on the earth below, and there is no other. Ain't nobody else love you but Yisrael, my servant, Yaakov, whom I have chosen, the descendants of Abraham, whom I love, or I'm loving. I have taken you from the ends of the earth. You, my love for you is summoned you. I called you. I'm calling you from the distant parts of the earth. And I'm saying to you, you are my servant. Oh, do you understand when the Most High is calling and summoning us, and he's calling you in Texas, and he's calling you in North Carolina, and he's calling you in New Jersey, and he's calling you in Canada? Then it's because he summoned you, because he loves you. It's because he chose you. And he's letting you know today that I have not rejected you. When you get a call from Yah, you know that you're not rejected. And therefore, because you know this, you should not be afraid, because I'm with you. I don't want you to be distressed because of your circumstances and your challenges and your decisions and your consequences. I'm still your Elohim. I'm interested in you to lakha. I want you to walk in front of me. I want you to pick up and deliver a message for me. This is the reason why I called you. And so you can walk with a word in your mouth. And I want to share that word with you. Our Father has already told us what the message is. It's not the good news of the New Testament. It's not some innocent man being killed on your behalf so you can walk away scot-free with no responsibility, where nothing in your life can change, and you're blaming everybody else for your decisions and your outcomes. The king of Sodom said to Avram, give me the people and keep the goods for yourself. But Avram answered the king of Sodom, I have raised my hand in the oath to Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh, Elyon, maker of the heaven and the earth. Oh, he's not just the maker, people. He is the possessor. Yah is the possessor. He owns the heavens and the earth. That I will not take such a thread of a sandal thong or anything that is yours so that you won't be able to say, I made Avram rich. I will take only what my troops have eaten and share of the spoil belonging to the men who came with me, Aner, Eshkol, and Mamre. Let them have their share, which are all Amorites. That's the message. Yahweh is the possessor of the heavens and the earth. Melchizedek, the king of righteousness that came from Shalem, delivered the message, and blessed be Yahweh, or excuse me, Elyon, the possessor of the heavens and the earth. He delivered that message to Avram, and Avraham associated that with Yahweh. When you and I, or people are asking, well, what God do you serve? I serve the God who is the possessor of the heavens and the earth. That's different. His name is Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh. He's Elyon. I've already taught you before that Elyon is part of who you are. You are an exalted people. You serve the only true living Elohim. There is no other Elohim. That's the message. But within that message, within that walk that Abraham is doing through Lech Lecha, we see something about our Father that you and I need to adopt and to adapt to. Selflessness. Not being about you only. The blessing of you knowing who you are is not for the sake of you just being blessed. It's so that you can be a blessing or the blessing. You see, some people are more concerned about being blessed rather than to be a blessing. Therefore, they're selfish versus being selfless. I always go to the idea of selfless ambition, selflessness, meaning that it's not about you. You are not given this gift of Yah being your Elohim so that it could just be about you. No, you're the one he chose. But I chose you because I want you to be selfless. Because if you're not selfless, you can't be a blessing to anybody else. Did you hear what he just told us? If you're selfish, you can't be a blessing. You need to be selfless. You got to be concerned with everybody else. And that's what our Father was. Lot, who was traveling with Abraham, had flocks, herds, and tents, but the land could not support their living together because their possessions were too great for them to remain together. So what did he do? He told them, hey, you go to the right, I go to the left. Why should we argue? We're brothers. Our herdsmen are brothers. We're a family. So we got selflessness on his part. And we also see that our Father was a man of compromise. When I say a man, I'm not excluding the women. I'm telling you right now, he had a soul, a nefeshka. He had a nefesh, which is feminine. We need a soul of compromise. That means that you and I have to find a way to make things right. We don't always have to have things go our way, because if we know the Yah's for us, and we shouldn't be distressed and not be afraid, no matter what happens, whatever situation you're in, you know the Yah's in control. I don't have to go to the left and push you to the right. I'm going to give you the option. I'm going to give you a compromise. We're going to make some type of settlement. Moreover, quarreling arose between Avram's and Lot's herdsmen. The Ka'anini and the Perizi were living in the land. They saw this. Abraham said to Lot, please, let's not have quarreling and arguing between me and you, or between my herdsmen and yours, since we are brothers. Isn't the whole land there in front of you? Please separate yourself from me. Separate. If you go to the left, I'll go to the right. If you go to the right, I will go to the left. Yah's teaching us about our Father. He's teaching us about what's inside of us that's organic to who we are, that's living within you. You have this material in you. You have this capability. You have this in you. You just have to wake it up. Our Father was courageous. He was courageous in the sense that when Abraham heard that his nephew had been taken captive, he led his trained men who had been born in his house, 318 of them, and went in pursuit as far as Dan. Why did he got trained there? That means that what he was giving them was what called Chanuk, like Chanukah, like the Feast of Dedication. This word is the only time that this word Chanuk is used in all the scripture. That means our Father wasn't running around with a stick in his hand, just talking about, oh, let's do a church service and let's be religious. No, he had a family that he had to run, and he had people that were in his house, that were born in his house, that they were being instructed and trained for the unknown. Our Father was training these people that were born in his house because he understood that there are threats around me. He wasn't going around sleep. He wasn't sitting around asking Yah to go and fight these people. He didn't say that. He was prepared. You never can be ready for anything, but you can be prepared. Be prepared. Don't sit on your hands and act like that nothing's going to happen. Be prepared. It ain't always be ready. You can never be ready for what's coming, but you can be prepared. He trained and instructed these people, and they were dedicated to learning. You and I can learn from this. Training is always going to be part of the household. If you don't have the training, you don't have the instruction, you got to be dedicated to your training. Whether that's physically, whether that's mentally, whether that's spiritually, whatever way it is, you got to train yourself. Our Father was a strategist. He was a strategy. He had strategy because he had to go to war. During the night, he and his servants divided the forces against them. Then he attacked and pursued them all the way to Jehovah, the north of Damascus. He was a strategist. He was a planner. You and I need to be this. It's in you. Use strategy in your life. Don't ask anybody for what you should do. You put your own plan together, because if it doesn't work out, you have nobody to blame. Only yourselves. You understand? Our Father was a humanitarian. He cared about humanity. He recovered all the goods and brought back his nephew Lot with his goods together with the women and all the other people. That's what he did. Why? Because he's royal. He defeated 4 kings. Now, if you defeat a king, you defeat 4 kings. And Sodom didn't help him. The other 5 kings that were defeated, they didn't help him. He went out with 318 men of his own. And this is what he did. So in essence, what is he? By implication, if you defeat 4 kings, what are you now? Huh? You're a king. You're a king. You defeat 4 kings, you're a king. By implication. His reputation was one of royalty. Prove it, Akika. Yahweh told him, your name will no longer be Avram, but your name will be Avraham, father of many, because I have made you a father of many nations. I will cause you to be very fruitful. I will make nations of you, and kings will descend from you. Kings will descend from you. Not only is Yah going to do that for him, in order to make him a king, he has to do something else. He has to change the status of his wife.
Elohim, but remember, because we're talking about two letters, we're talking about two people, we're talking about the parent, we're talking about the foundation of the family. So now our father kings are going to come from him. Is it going to come through a slave? No. Is it going to come through Hagar? No. Elohim said to Avram, as for Sarai, your wife, you are not to call her mockery, Sarai, because that's what her name means. Her name is to be called Sarah, princess. Why is she a princess? Because she's prevailed. Not only did she turn heads because she's beautiful, she's now going to turn the heads of people to her because she just birthed what you would call a king. I will bless her. Moreover, I will give you a son by her. So whoever she bears by her is going to be a king. Truly, I will bless her. She will be a mother of nations. Kings of peoples will come from her. Yah did not make Yitzchak a servant. No, not to this earth. You and I are servants to the Most High. That's who we serve. You see, but our pedigree and our heritage is one of royalty. And this is the reason why he's asking him to lek lekah. So he's done this. He's defeated kings. He's has a reputation of royalty. He's to be feared. See, he's training. He's not sitting around. He didn't ask Yah for nothing. He raised his hand and said, hey, when I go in here, I don't want to take anything from anybody. So his acts of what he did and his act of valor and braveness and being courageous was based upon what was right, which is righteousness. So you and I need to walk in righteousness. When we lek lekah, walk in righteousness. He didn't do that for any other reason, but because it was the right thing to do. And when you're doing the right thing, and when you're doing that which is right, and you're pursuing that which is right, you have nothing to be afraid of. And you don't want nothing from nobody because you want to give Yah the praise and you want to give him the glory. You don't want anybody to rob your king from his glory. You understand? Because your walk is your life. Your lekah is the way that you live your life. It's how you live. Abraham, when he was 99 years old, Yahweh appeared to Abraham and said to him, I am El Shaddai, El Almighty. Walk in my presence and be pure-hearted. Now we got another command called walk. That's lach, hithalach, and be pure-hearted. Do you know when he gave him this command, he was telling him that this is something that he asked Abraham to do on his own? He wanted him to do it. Yah gives us a command to inspire us to do it. He wants you to have it in you on your own to do it. If you're going to be part of a royal family, you can't be a clown. You're going to be a princess, you can't be a whore. If you're going to be a king, you got to be noble, you got to be wise, you got to be understanding, you got to be about instruction, you got to be about discipline, you got to be about understanding. You got to be willing to go and walk the way that Yah told you. That's something that you have to do. He said, walk in my presence and be pure-hearted. That word pure-hearted is not, well, let me not, have a cocktail, let me not look at a woman and lust after her. No, I'm talking about being tamim. What he's asking him to do, what he's asking us to do, because we're the descendants of this man, he's asking us to be entire with him. That means that you and I are not lacking anything. Okay, so if it takes 10 cups, we're not 9.5. You're going to be 10. That's what makes everything whole, and that's what makes it complete. Any recipe that you have, and whether it's baking or whatever dish you make, whatever thing you make, if it's something's missing and if something's lacking, then it's not complete. It's not entire. You see? And when it's not entire, then what we do is you're breaking the continuity of that very thing. What continuity means is that it's found in the word. Okay? It means to continue. Right here. When something is continuing, it's when Yah's saying that I don't want a break in our relationship. I don't want something interrupted. I don't want no interruptions. So if Yah's telling him
okay, to hithalek, to walk before my presence and be complete. Obviously, he gave a command because something was lacking in our Father. And what was lacking in our Father, which is lacking in the children of the Father, is continuity and entirety. Meaning that when you and I are with Yah, you and I are doing things that are putting breaks and interruptions between that which is going in a circle, because continuity means literally continuing as a circle. What we're doing is the Most High is saying that you are doing this. Let me show you what you and I are doing. He said, you're doing it. Let me see you. You're doing this. There's breaks. There's voids. There's interruptions that are found in your walk and in your continuity. You got some gaps. We have gaps. What continuity is literally a circuit. So what's going on, and there's a break in the circuit. Like, for example, if your lights are working, all of a sudden they go out, it's circuit breaker pops because the circuit is broken. You see? Which can be seen in this idea of a switch. So when the switch is down here and it connects, then things continue. Once the switch is lifted up, it's a break. It's off, like you do on your switch in your house. Y'all saying that I don't want you to keep turning me on and turning me off. I don't want you to keep turning me on and turning me off. You got your switch, you're turning me on when you want something. And then you turn me off. You're flipping me up and then you flip me down. When there's no continuity, there is no unity. There is no oneness. There is no echad. I like to use the idea between a husband and wife because it's what it is. It's the greatest picture of the oneness of the Creator. Matter of fact, while I'm on here, I'd like to give congratulations out to Jared Williams and Kavika Williams. They are now husband and wife. Everybody come off your mic and give them a congratulations.
Right.
They got
Congratulations.
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 Yeah, bless your union.
Congratulations.
So what they did is they created a union, you see, of being a Chad, a glorious manifestation of the oneness of the Creator. What we're talking about is we don't want to do a break. You want it to continue. You want that circuit to always be on with Yah. Don't turn him on and turn him off. That's why Abraham, he's letting us know that why would he have to give him that command? Because there was a break in our Father. And that's what messes up our relationship with him. And that's why we're inconsistent in some things. So no matter how many victories he had with the war, no matter all this, after all that he did, God's telling right now that I need continuity out of you. I need entirety now because you're about to receive. Oh, you better hear what he's about to tell us. You're about to receive the blessing. When you're about to receive this blessing, everyone, from the Most High, you and I are going to have to be consistent. Continuity is consistency. A circuit that's always going. When Yah says, love me with all your heart and all your soul and all your mind, he's saying, let there be continuity. Echad means continuity, means to be unified. In a circle. A family. A family is not continuing when there's a break, when somebody wants to be disruptive. In a marriage, we're not talking, there's the continuity is broken. You break the continuity in your marriage, you're breaking the continuity with the Most High. Your marriage is a picture of the Most High. Oneness. Continuity. Consistency. So this is what the Most High is asking for. Because as indicated earlier, our sister brought out Sister Pam, and a lot of others, Abraham and Sarai both had doubts. They doubted the Most High. And that is the inconsistency. That is what he wants us to be entire about. Like, if you're going to trust me, trust me. I don't need you to be half-baked with me. I don't want you to be 1 minute you with me, the next minute you not. And there's nothing wrong with asking questions. But as long as you've been walking with Yah, you should see that he's been consistent to his word. Our father had doubts, situation and famine, Mizraim and Hagar. He could have easily stayed in that land while there was famine. Yah would have provided. Yah's the creator, he's the possessor of the heavens and the earth, is he not? He could have easily said, you know what? Mizraim, I'm going to tell him that that's my wife. Yah will protect me. He didn't do that. He was being inconsistent. And this, am I shaming our father? No, I'm telling you, he made mistakes. Hagar, right? He had some doubts. What do you mean? He had a doubt about her. He should have been like, no, this is going to come through Sarai. You see? So he had doubts. They both had doubts. Both human. But even though you doubt, it doesn't mean that you're right. It doesn't mean that you're going to get a pass. It means you're going to have to face the consequences of your actions, like we learned today. But Yah is telling us that the consistency here is, I need you to trust me in all situations, whether it's a famine, whether you're in a threatening situation, or whether you have some doubts about what I said I was going to do. The blessing can only come to those who are wholehearted with the Most High. So when he asked him to walk before him to be wholehearted, it wasn't just be pure-hearted. It was wholeheartedness. It was entirety. It was consistent. And so if you and I want to be consistent, then we're going to have to be wholehearted. You understand? Because that's when the blessing comes. The word lech lecha comes from the letter lamed, as you know, meaning 2 or 4, which is a staff. You all know this. Leading in a direction, because that's what a staff does. And it's the idea of authority, because I'm the one, right, that has the authority to do such and such. A staff is used for correction when something is out of line. So you can see that within the word lech lecha, correction, authority, learning. Learning is a big part of this. So Abraham went through everything he went through, and you and I are learning from it. In hindsight, we're looking back at it. We should learn from our father. We should learn from his mistakes. We should learn from our mother. We should learn from her mistakes. We should learn from Lot. You should learn from Hagar. That's why it's there, so we can learn. Because Yah is saying that on this journey that you're lech lecha, that you're walking on, this is going to be part of your experience. Part of your experience is to have a yoke that I'm going to place on you, which is a responsibility. You are a special people to me. I want you to be able to get prepared so you can lead. You're learning how to lead. You're going to teach the nations how to put a yoke on their neck so they can learn, and they have to be corrected about their ways. So I'm going to correct you first so you can learn how to lead. The next letter is called a kaf. Now, in your Torah portion, it didn't look like that. It looked like this, right? The same letter. One is just the first form, which is the normal form called a kaf. Looks like a reverse C. Is a kaf, but here's the final form. Final means that it's the last letter in the word. That's why it changes its shape and it looks this way. Okay. So, but the final form, it means you. So everything that we had learned right here and by the letter lamed is that it's to you and for you. For this staff is for you, so it can help you in your direction, so it can teach you about authority, so it can correct you, because this is what it's in front of that letter kaf. It's there to correct you. It's there so you can learn that you have a yoke on your neck so you can lead. And this is the reason why Yah has given us to lech lecha. You. I'm concerned with you, singular. Palm of the hand. That letter kaf has to do with you. This one here, you, is same this one, just a different form, different shape. Still the kaf. The palm of the hand. What is the palm of the hand used for? It's curved. So what are y'all talking about? I'm curving it because your hand is curved. Your palm of your hand is curved so it can let you know that something needs to be bent. I'm going to bend you. So when you wrap your hand around the staff, it's bent.
Your hand is bent because I'm going to bend you towards what? My will, because I'm going to tame you. I'm going to tame you with my hand. I'm going to subdue your will. And I'm going to subdue your will through your challenges. I'm going to subdue your will through your decisions. And I'm going to subdue your will through your consequences. I'm going to subdue you. I'm not going to take you and force you. I'm going to subdue you through training. Because that's what taming is. Taming is training. I'm going to train you like Abraham God trained his servants. I'm going to put you in instruction, and you need to understand that you got to be dedicated to this, because I'm dedicated to your training. And the palm of the hand is also there to take hold of something. Like a man or a woman would take hold of a staff, I'm going to put my hand on you. I'm going to take hold of you. And once I take hold of you, you now are mine. You're my possession. Because that's what the cough is. The palm of your hand, when you put something in your hand, Mama told you don't touch it when you go to the store, because the moment you touch it, it's yours. That's a rule. Something's in your hand, it's yours. Don't get caught with it in your hand. So because it's yours. That's the reason why when you, I call myself Akika, is because I was moved to understand that the actual name Aki, and then I put the Ka right here. That's Akika, which is this is the cough right here. This is the cough. This is the final cough. And that says that I'm your brother. I belong to you. So here's brother Ak, and then Aki means my brother, and then I'm your brother. I'm your possession. I'm here for you. I'm here to protect. I'm here. Anything you need from me, if I can give it to you, I'll give it to you. That's what my job is. So when Yah talks about lech lecha, when he's talking about lech lecha, he's putting that lech and then the lecha. You can see that the final cough is possessive. So everything that the Most High has been telling us about this letter here is to learn, to lead, to, be tamed and all this kind of stuff. It's all for you, because this is you right here. That means that you are a possession, because this is what the Most High wanted to give Abraham. He wanted to give him not to be possessive, but a possession. And he gave him a lot of possessions. When you have possessions, you're going to have challenges. So you and I are Yahweh's possessions. So just like, and he has to make a decision about his possession, and he can choose which way he wants to do with us, because we belong to him, because we're in a covenant with the Most High. Okay. So when we're looking at this, let me finish this right quick. When we're looking at this, the palm of the hand also has to do with the idea of control. So Yah's trying to control us. Even if the cough doesn't look like that, if the cough looks like this, it's still control. You need to have control. Yah is going to control you. And if he's going to control you, you need to have control, self-control. You see? And once you take possession of something, you control it. But you got to learn to get there. So those are the things. So if you look at it again, that means learn. And this right here means control. You're going to learn to control. So Yah has to bring Abraham through all these experiences, which he's going to do to his descendants. They're going to have to go through something too. Abraham's not the only one who has to go through things. If you notice, Israel had fought wars and everything. Yah's bringing them through the same thing to give them the courage and, to let them how to be selfless, and all this selflessness, and how to be courageous and all these different types of things. He had to build this in them, because again, the cough, of control has to do with discipline. So when we're talking about being corrected by the rod, it's in order to bring discipline. When you discipline your child, you use the palm of your hand. When you're disciplining someone, you're going to use the palm of your hand or your child. That's what you do. When you want to control them, you're going to grab them with your hand. All these concepts and ideas are found in the language. And that's why the language is very important, because you can see how the Most High is showing us that I'll use the language to teach you on what I'm going to do, because that is the message. The lechai is walking with the message. if you think about too, we got a couple of different words that also bring about a message. And I'm gonna put them up here right quick. That right there is called a malach. A malach is a messenger who brings the messenger, who brings a message. Okay, put this back again. So out of this word lock, clear this out right quick, everybody. You got malach, M-A-A-L-K. You got melech, M-L-E-K. You got malka, M-A-L-A-C-A. Let's see, back that up. Malka. Okay. So a L, a K, a L, a K, a L, a K, a L, and a K. Okay. They got the Ka right there, but it's really a K. Okay. So this malach is a messenger. This melech is a king. That's why I told you Abraham became a king. A malka is a queen. She's a female king, queen. Okay. Okay. The last one there is called malaka. Malaka. And that has to do with work. Right? So you see the lamed right here, and you see the kaf right here. Okay. They spelled it in English with CH, but it's K, really. Okay, so malaka is work. Okay. For or to you. This is why the Most High says that you can't do any malaka on the Shabbat. Okay. And because your malaka is, and let me clear this out so I can be clear on this, because this is really important. Your message is your malaka. Come on, David. Your message is your malaka, which is your work. When you work, you're sending a message. That's the reason why he said don't do any work on the Shabbat. Because when you're working on Shabbat, you're sending a message. And what is the message that you're sending to Yah when you're working on Shabbat? What's your message?
You don't love them.
I don't care about what you said, and I don't love you. Thank you. Because if you love, then you'll do what he's asked. So I don't care. This is beneath me. So your work is your message. That's what it is. That's found in the word lecha. So all the work that you do, that's your message. And so one of the things that our father was doing is he specialized in, which we're going to continue to see later on, is that, because this ain't the end of our father, of talking about him. This is just, the first Shabbat. He was a man of hospitality, and he cared about people. And like I said, he's a humanitarian, and people would come to him because of who he was. And he was representing the Most High Yah, the possessor of the heavens and the earth. And people were wanting to know that God. And that was his message. So his work was to deliver the message, which is there's only one Elohim, the creator of the heavens and the earth. And that's our message. So last but least, you see these two roots. One is called lecha or lach, and the other one is called kal. Both of them, and I know, again, this one here is a cough. And you can remember that by putting a palm in your hand over your mouth and coughing into it. Okay. Cough. That's how you say this right here. Easy to remember. This is a cough too. It's just a different form. Anytime it looks like this, it's the first letter in a word, or the second, or the third. But when it's the last, when it's the final letter, it looks like this. That's all the difference is. Okay. So it'll look like this. Any other position, it's in a word. But once you put it on the end, it's the last one, it'll look like that. Okay. Not a big deal. Easy to remember. All right. So let me tell you about the related roots. One of the things that the Most High has shown me about the language is that some roots have a good relation. They have a great relationship. They can actually share function. What I mean by sharing function is that the kaf and the lamed are here, and then the lamed and the kaf is just vice versa, right? They're both have the same letters, so they're related in their roots. They share the same letters. They're just in different positions. They share a function though. So for example, this kol right here means all, okay? It still means the palm of the hand, and it still has the shepherd's staff, same thing that it has on the other side. Still means authority, still means to lead, it still means to do all these things, okay? But primarily is used for all. So what it's saying is, and it's used for taming. So what the thing is once something is tamed, all of it, every aspect of it, then it becomes ready for service. Once you train it, it's ready now. It's prepared. It can be ready and used. Like, you have to tame animals. You have to tame your children. When I say tame, I'm literally, you have to give them instruction. And you have to bring them to a point where they will be ready for life, not only just service, but ready for life. Okay. The same thing here is that you can't really be ready to walk and go deliver a message until after you've been tamed. And Yah is using this to let us know that I'm going to have to tame you. And I'm taming you by your life circumstances. I'm going to tame you by your challenges. And so just like I did your father, I got to do you the same way. Okay, I gave him faith. He didn't hispile that. It didn't come from within in him. But what it was is I'm interested in all of you. And that's what so going back to the idea of being complete and entire and saying being this way, he's saying, look, you're going to have to do your part. You're going to have to do your part. I'm going to do my part, but you have to do your part. Yah did not create us to be puppets, and he did not create us not to be able to make decisions. So when you have your challenges in your life, just understand it is there for a purpose. So the bottom line is, I put here another thought. Another thought is this about the lecha or the lach. I think it's my final point, is the fact that this is your message. It's yours. Message is in here. You are in here. Walking is in this. This is your life. This today is your message. Lech Lecha was designed for you. When Yahweh wrote Lech Lecha or had Lech Lecha written, it was for you. It's for you to know, like when you read it, it was supposed to resonate within your soul. It's supposed to trigger and get something moving inside of you, to push you towards him. It's supposed to inspire you to want to continue to walk Lach or Lech Lecha with Yah. You see? So when Yah put this together for thousands of years, this message has been waiting for you, and it's been waiting for me as individuals. You see? So this is your message. This is for you. So with that being said, I say Shabbat Shalom Elecha. That's another way you can say it. Shabbat Shalom Lecha. That means Shabbat Shalom to you. Not upon you, to you. Not just to you, it could be for you. You see? So praise be to the mighty Yah for this idea of Lech Lecha. And it can be applied to you if you wanted to. That's the beauty too. It's your decision. It is your choice whether you want this message to be applicable to you. Any questions? Any contributions? Because we're going to get into our cahoots.
Beautiful class, very impactful teaching, and very on point for where I'm at.
Oh, praise Yah. Awesome. Well, that's the thing. We want the messages are for us because Yah knows what we're going through, and he wants us to get prepared, right? So this message is for you. All right, it is for you. And by the way, everybody, we'll have something very special for you next week. We're going to be
implementing some different things. And I just want to share with you that it's exciting, you know. I have a problem where I try to get a lot of information out to people. And Most High is really slowing me down, saying, look, these are cycles, you know, these are tracks and tread. You go to tread the same road you did before. You don't need to run through the tread. What you need to do is walk through and pay attention and open your eyes so you can see a little bit more. So slow it down a little bit, and then, you know, things are going to get better. So that's what he's convicted me. Okay, so Lech Lecha, this is a great little picture right here. Look what Rivkwa did. It's a nice picture, 2023, 24, 25. We're going into the distance. Awesome things. Oh, Gil, yeah, we had some technical difficulties, but it is being recorded. I will have it posted up as soon as it's made available to me. Our brother Lucas has been recording it for me. For some reason or another, my Zoom account is tripping, but you know, as soon as it gets up and running, but I am going to post it today, so you'll be able to get a copy of this video today. Absolutely. All right, you guys, so here it is. You know how to play, right? On your device, I'd like for you to participate in it. Quad put something together for us. There you go. He's going to give you a code. We got the moose. Who else we got in here? Shabbat Shalom, Renee. Good to see you, sis. We got Pam. We got Kale. Pam, what a look. Oh, Dr. Yared is in the house. The moose. Oh boy, ready to get it. Waiting on some more contestants. Anybody else want to participate? Get on your device, get on your cell phone, cahoots.com, or join at kahoot.it. Oh, wow. Nice look, Garrett. All right, I guess that's all my contestants for today. Let's go ahead and get started. Lech Lecha. What does Lech Lecha mean in English? All right. Fast fingers. Let's go. Type your answer. Abraham was blank years old when he first was born. When his first born was his first was born. Oh, how old was his? How old was he when his first was born? It's kind of a different phraseology, right? Internet's running a little slow today. We got. I didn't give it true or false. Auburn chose his first son's name. That's cute. You put the little Muslim kid up there. That's cool. Ah, the moose. Strongly by the moose. Moose over the tiger. Which book of the Tanakh can we find this week's Haftarah? Moving right along. Oh boy. Here we go. 5 of 12. was Abraham's first son's name? What was Abraham's first son's name? Fast fingers. Moose is on fire. Red's back in the second place. Kale's good. Pam. Pam, why is you not doing it?
I hit the wrong button and it took me out. And I couldn't-
Oh, what does Ishmael mean? Auburn had 381 men on his mission. True or false? Interesting.
You like that one?
Yeah. I was like, what is he talking? How many kings went to battle against Sodom, Gomorrah, and their allies? All right. Keep you sharp. How old was Ishmael when he got circumcised? This girl did not put a banana on there.
And let alone a banana with that many chops. Eeh.
Yeah. Very creative. Very creative. Okay, what we got? 10 or 12. Name the king Abram gave attempt to defeating the 4 kings and rescuing Lot. All right. He's on. Just to keep you sharp. What land did Elohim promise Abraham's descendants? Ooh. Wow.
Okay.
That was a good one. At what age is a Hebrew boy to be circumcised? Let's see who got it. Third place, Kale. There you go. You're in. The moose. All right. Shabbat Shalom Torah.
It was a fun one.
Well, that was cool. All righty.